Good Friday morning, everyone. Kip Harrods here with your midday VRA investing update here. Um, Congratulations. It's the bear market rally. We got it. We've been wanting for it. We got it. We started telling you on Wednesday that the signs were showing up, right? The internals were starting to improve, right? The VIX had stopped going up when the market was going down. The 10-year yield was going down, even though we had bad CPI and PPI data. All these non-confirmations told us that a counter move was coming. Now, the question, of course, is going to be, is this a bear market rally? Or is the bottom in? I think it's a bear market rally. I think all the signs are there. But this continues in the next week as we think it's going to. This is going to be a powerful move higher, by the way. You get a lot of people that are saying, man, oh my God, the lows are in. We'll see. We know what to look for. I'll tell you that in a minute. First of all, wow, Dow's up 500 points. Leading the way, those NASDAQ up 3.9%. Textbook, right? NASDAQ leads the market. But better than that, the semis are up 5%. SMH up 5.2%. Semis lead NASDAQ. NASDAQ leads the broad market. This is a textbook move higher. And it's got legs. This has legs. Because yesterday, Tyler called my son, business partner, oldest son, business partner, Tyler Harrods. A lot of you know him. He's worked with me now for about 5 years. He was an entrepreneur out of college, and he played 4 years of college baseball. Just did his own thing. Moved to California, and lived in a tent for like 6 months. And he's different. He's built different than I am, and he's just really savvy when it comes to technology. Again, completely different than his dad. He has all the skill sets I don't have. He called me up yesterday, and he goes, "Hey, have you checked the fear and greed index, Dad?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" "No, last time I saw it was 20 something on Monday." He goes, "You want to check that? It's 6." And so if you've been around a while, I told this story in our update to our subscribers this morning. In 2018, at the meltdown lows, thank you, Jay Powell, again for that, by the way. 8 straight rate hikes. Christmas Eve meltdown, right? Jay Powell, Fed did all that. Hiking rates the week of Christmas. Thank you, bud. The fear and greed index hit 2. That was the bottom, right? You can't go negative. It's like oil. Oil went to minus 38 a barrel. The fear and greed index can't do that. Sentiment surveys can't do that. That was the low. Market zoomed. Same thing again with coronavirus insanity. March 23rd of 2020, right? Fear and greed index hit 2 again. Tied the all-time low. What happened? Market bottoms in place. Markets more than doubled over the next year. Okay? Now, sentiment means everything to me. Okay? It's one of our main parts of our VRA investing system. Because investor sentiment, there's frankly not much more important at the extremes. At the extremes, there's nothing more important than where the investors are lined up. If everybody's bullish, you must be bearish. Why was I bearish on crypto last year at 58, 60, 65,000? Because I couldn't find a bear. Why did I turn bullish on the markets on Wednesday? Because I couldn't find a bull. Everyone's bull, everyone's beared up, right? So again, all the pieces are in place. Fear and greed index at 6 yesterday. It's back up to truck time. It's back up to truck time. And it's going to continue because everyone's so bearish, right? Now the shorts, right? The shorts are covering, and they're going long. That's added fuel to the fire. You got all these longs are coming back in. All the forced selling that took place out of Japan, out of Europe, out of the U.S. All these hedge funds who are awful, by the way. Okay, horrible. Why anybody invest in a hedge fund? I have no idea. Money to burn, or it's some kind of a money laundering scheme, right? Artwork, NFTs, hedge funds. But now they've all been liquidated. Now we have clear sailing, right, for some time. But I still think it's a bear market rally. Here are the tells. This is what told us on Wednesday. The VIX, here's what to watch. The VIX, the 10-year, and the internals, right? Exactly the things we've been watching here. Next week, after this rally continues, which again we expect it to, that's how we're positioned here. If the internals start to weaken, that's a tell. If the VIX starts going back up, that's a tell. And if the 10-year starts going back up, which actually is today, that's a tell. But, again, that's the 10-year is a little more disconnected because of the inflation story. But again, it's all of these things in conjunction you look for. Also, we got real fear in the markets yesterday. We'd been missing that. We hadn't had that panic-induced moment, right? The blood in the streets. We got it yesterday, didn't we? But not in stocks. We got it in cryptos. But such an important new component for investors to think about, because cryptocurrency space is massive now, right? What's the total size? I honestly don't even know. It's big, right? All cryptos with trillions plus, right? A couple trillion maybe. That's systemic risk. And so if that space blows up, as we heard yesterday with Coinbase, if we file bankruptcy, all your crypto holdings could be exposed. What? What? How did we not know that before? All right, it's not a real thing. It's not really going to happen. And then the stable coins broke their bid. Now, I'm not an expert on stable coins, but I do know, when the money markets broke their bid, we had a money market break its bid in 2008, 2009. That was a big problem, right? And so that means if money markets collapse, it's over. I mean, the whole system implodes. So stable coins that's kind of the same thing, but from a different area. But it's a systemic risk now. If cryptocurrencies blow up, this market's blowing up. That just is. And again, to all you crypto fans out there, and I'm not talking about just the holders and the hodlers. I'm talking about to the leaders in the space. Shame on you. Shame on you. For years you've been saying cryptocurrencies are better than gold. It's a better inflation hedge, better store of value. None of that was true. None of it was ever true. Okay? It's a completely different asset class. Has nothing to do whatsoever, nothing to do with precious metals, and should never have been marketed that way. The commercials, every time they aired them, it made me want to sell my cryptos more and more, right? So maybe they'll learn something from this sell-off. I hope so. I don't think it's over, by the way. All right, I don't want to miss anything important here. I think for the lows to be in place, we still need capitulation. Really you don't have it, or at least a double bottom. But there's no rule that says you have to head in either one. But I think we'll know, you know what? Look, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's enjoy this bear market rally, okay, while we can. It's a Friday. We'll actually have some good news to celebrate this weekend. We want to see a good smart money hour. The last thing you want to see is the smart money hour, last hour of trading, to be a disaster. I don't think we're going to see that. If I'm bearish, that's what I'm hoping for. Otherwise, over the weekend, investors look and go, my God, I just got shaken out. I got to get back in the market. Then you got Monday. We open up 300, 400, 500 points in the Dow. And again, now we're talking about real animal spirits returning to the markets, okay? All right? I said this morning, we said it for some time, this is not the end of anything. This is a reset. This is a great buying opportunity for the nimble investor that says, okay, you know what? The midterms are going to change everything. And anything Biden can do, as the pathetic excuse that he is for a president, America hater that he is. You saw the consumer sentiment gauge today for University of Michigan came back at a 10-year low. Consumers, why would you have confidence in anything this guy does, right? But I think there are a lot of reasons to be bullish long term. We'll talk about that going forward. That's it for today, folks. Again, hope you're all having a great day. Let's celebrate this while we can. It's been a rough period, right? Been a rough sell-off, 30, 35%. A lot of stocks down 60, 70, 80%, and a lot of pain out there. We're due for a good run here, I believe. All right, folks, that's it. Again, always appreciate you watching. Have a great weekend. Please join us on our podcast at the close today. And until then, have a great weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.